This was my poetry robotics unit. And I really love this unit because students got to really think about poetry in ways that they don't normally. And I was really glad that they got to be exposed to computational thinking and to think innovatively. They in groups, analyzed a poem by Wilfred Owen and pulled out lines that they could use as proofs in an essay. And then the interesting part was they had to build a robot that would use those lines representationally.
It happens once the tone changes. There's a huge tone shift in the middle of the poem, and once that happens, the motor is going to spin in order to show a different picture.
I also like that in this project the students had to think in ways they never would with traditional analysis of poetry. The results were consistently innovative. They were interwoven with cutting-edge digital fluencies, and they dealt with the material at a much higher level of Bloom's taxonomy. And really, to be future fluent, we need to incorporate art and design. And that's what this project is all about. The students had to be creative and design a robot and complete the whole project in a really short amount of time.
And the green slopes, chasmed and steep and sheer to infinite space.
Of them who were running on that last high place.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, that, just look at for future. That's how you switch up like this equipment.
Awesome. Oh, well, it's really related because one thing that was going on in the poem that they were working on was about how soldiers die. And so they were exploring the characterization. They were also exploring the emotions that go along with that. And so they were doing all the same things that you would do in an analysis paper, but they had to think about it in a different way, and they had to represent what was important to them. And so I really like how these projects do that. Okay, I was very happy with the results from this project because the students, you could really see it when you looked at the summative exams. They really changed from their formative. They would say things like, oh, this line creates a really happy tone. And they wouldn't explain why it creates a happy tone at all. But when you're analyzing poetry, you really need to be more specific and pull out the literary features and speak about the effect on the audience.
Another line the robot expressed is only the stuttering rifles rapid rattle in line 3. This quote takes advantage of literary devices, in particular personification. This is seen from the personification of the rifle. This can be seen from particular sound effects of the vibrator on tin foil which mimic the sound of guns. The sound of guns brings grim and bleak images of battlefields to the audience. These images help portray the unity death of soldiers.
Oh, one great thing that we got to do was students from the elementary school came up to see the presentations, because in the elementary school they're doing units on robotics, and that was so much fun because I got to see my students take on a mentorship role. And then they also came up, a different class came up on one of the days when they were presenting. It was wonderful to see them be able to adapt to a different audience.
Well, we learned how to program a robot to begin with, so yeah. The eyes, because they had to turn, so we had to add 2 separate motors. That was the hardest.
And they have LEDs, which are lights that go on, and you can code the lights to make it go the light higher or lower. For example, if you type 100 on green, then the green will be really light. But if you type, for example, 5, then the light will be very, 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 very weak.